and welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. So tonight's concert was Kodaline with Ocean Park Standoff, and it was at the 9:30 Club. So getting there, I was in Rockville working until about 7:15, so I won't lie, I was a little anxious about getting there for what I assumed was an 8 o'clock start time. And I actually really got there pretty easy. Now, granted, today was a national holiday for Bush's passing, so that maybe helped. I don't know if people had not had to go to work today, so maybe they weren't on the roads as much as they would have been. But either way, getting there, I actually made it there at like 7:52 and like to my parking spot, which there were plenty of parking spots, and then by the time I got there, it was like right about 8 o'clock. So I got there right on time, and then I'm standing there, and it's 8:05, and it's 8:10, and it's 8:15, and I was like, you know what, I really gotta run to the bathroom, and if this show's gonna start late, like, I should just know that. So of course I went on the website and checked it out, and found out that it was starting at 8:30, which, again, immediately, I am not a huge fan of late start times, as I'm sure you all know, but I do really like both bands, so I was kind of just like, whatever. It wasn't really going to impact the way I felt about the show, hopefully, because I really do enjoy both bands. So let's get into the show. Ocean Park Standoff, I had actually seen before. If you guys go back, they were a radio station, like, event band. So this time it was definitely interesting to see them in a more like formal concert setting, and they were really great. Their opener was pretty good. It was a slow start to the song, but then it picked up a lot, which was really awesome. I personally wasn't a huge fan of their second song. It didn't really do anything for me. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't my favorite. And then the third song I really enjoyed. I had known that song previously, and it was definitely like way more upbeat and just like more catchy and distinct, and I could actually hear the difference between like the instruments and stuff, so I really did like that third song a lot. And then they went into a slower song, and it was they asked if anyone was from New York, so of course I like love that because I'm from New York, so I really enjoyed the fact that when bands are like, hey, anyone from New York? And I'm like, wait, yeah, I am, even though we're in DC. Yeah, I love New York. So that was pretty cool. And it definitely like changed the pace of the set, so I was really glad that afterwards they played my favorite song right afterwards of theirs, which was awesome. I just love that song, and it's so fun to dance to, and it was really great. And then they played another of their like bigger hits that's definitely like more upbeat, so I really liked that. And then after that, they actually played a song that I wasn't expecting them to play. I knew it, and I love it. It's like that short, quick notes and those like quick, brief words, so I just like love that sound. It was so good, and I really enjoyed that song, and seeing it live made it even better. And so yeah, I really liked that end of the set. And then the last song was their current single, which was great, and it's a really good song, and I really liked it. But I just wish that I know that you're supposed to end a set with your like big single, but honestly, like, the order would have been great if you had gone from that slower New York song into their current single, because it's a little bit slower, but still like would have like brought the pace up a little bit, and then to end with those 3 songs that you had like played, right? Your My Favorite Song, and then that original single, and then that other like last song, which was really good. So that would have been my preference, but you know, not trying to be too picky here. They did a really nice job, and I really enjoyed definitely those, like the 4th, 5th, and 6th songs were really great. I really liked those, and to put them in a row like that was really wonderful. So then we move on to Kodaline, and again, had a later start because the show started later. So I knew that I was at least going to be there for 10:45. I was kind of hoping that would have been it, but of course we were there till 11, but I'll get into that later. Anyway, so the first song was really, really strong song. Lyrically, it was great, and then like also instrumentally, and the sound was really good, and it was definitely like a nice intro. It was a song off their new album, and it was definitely like one of the more like upbeat and like faster paced songs, but it was just like a really great way to introduce the show. During the second song, they had like a weird moment of feedback, and honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of the second song to begin with, so it kind of like worked out well that the song that I didn't really care about was the one that had feedback. So yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that song, but I did definitely love the third song. I thought they did a really nice job. It was an older song, and I definitely liked that. And then the fourth and fifth song were pretty good. They definitely had a lot of like, their set was definitely like a roller coaster for me, right? They had some like really good highs, and then they had like some lower points, just because it was just like an okay song versus like a really good song. So yeah, that definitely impacted my like love for this show for sure. So after that, after they kind of like went back, they played like an old song, and then they did a couple more like good upbeat songs. They actually played a song that on the album I'm not a huge fan of, and when they started playing it, the instrumental part like pulled me in right away, and I was like, ooh, I really like this song. And then the verses went, and I was like, oh my god, I like really like this song. And my sister, who was there with me, she was like, this is the song that you don't like. And I was like, really? It is? Like, I really just like totally different sound when it was live. And then when the chorus came on, I was like, oh yeah, now I remember why I'm not a huge fan of this song. But really like changed my perspective of that song. I definitely am gonna have to go back and listen to it and kind of reassess. But I really liked the instrumental part live, and I really liked the verses live. And again, it's just the chorus I'm not a huge fan of. So, but live it was actually like worked really well. And then after that, they played like a really slow song from their new album, and it was actually pretty cool. So they opened with just their voices. So the drummer actually stood at the front of the stage with just a snare, and they all were singing, and it was a pretty cool effect. It was like a little bit of a cappella for a little bit of the song, and then towards the end they played the piano and the drummer went back to the drum set. So that was definitely cool. And again, that slower song is not one of my favorites on the album, but seeing it live definitely enhanced the experience. So now when I listen to it again, hopefully I'll be able to appreciate it a little bit more. So yeah, so that was definitely like an interesting part of the set, and a part of the set that, you know, if you had told me they're going to play these two songs back to back, I would have been like, oh gosh, but I actually really enjoyed it. So definitely impressed me with that. The fact that they could totally change my mind about one of their songs that I really didn't enjoy to like really thoroughly enjoying, at least up until the chorus. So that was really cool. I really liked that. And then after that, they like kind of like a little bit like went off for a second, but then they came back on with a cover. And it was like a pretty old school cover. It was pretty great. And then right after that, like going into the next song was fantastic. They just like jumped right into it, and it fit musically, but also like stylistically, that cover. So I really loved that they just like jumped right into it, and it worked so flawlessly, and I really liked the song that they decided to play after the cover. And then right after that, they went into this other song, which was like absolutely phenomenal follow-up. Like just, again, like stylistically it worked, and just like lyrically it was great. And I really, those two songs right in a row with the cover before it, I was really, again, just like so excited about that part of the show. It really was awesome, and I really enjoyed it. And then they like actually went off for a real encore, and again, I was like a little bit upset just because, oh, I should actually go back for a second. They actually played another song after those two songs that I really liked, and that was like just an okay song, and I was like, oh man, if they ended the show on this note, like not the best way to end it for me personally. And they like extended the end of the song, which was really cool, but again, it was like 10:30, 10:45, so I was like, I'm like ready to, like, I love the extended, it was great, but I was like ready to roll, thinking that was going to be it. No, it wasn't it. They came back for a full encore, but again, they hadn't played their two biggest songs, so it makes sense that they actually did come back for an actual encore. So playing their two biggest songs at the end, of course, makes it so much better, because even though I was frustrated with the timeline of everything, it was just like made it worth it, because you're like, oh god, but this song is so good, and like hearing it live and seeing them like makes it worth it. So yeah, I thought they played their two like bigger singles, and then I was like, all right, this is it, right? They played their biggest single, they played their bigger single, and like we're gonna call it a day. No, of course they played like one more song, and yeah, I was just like ready, Oh, I don't think that's accurate. Sorry, I'm just trying to reminisce and recall. But no, yeah, they definitely did. Anyway, so yeah, so I think score-wise, I really liked Ocean Park Standoff. Again, I'd seen them before, and it was definitely interesting to see them in a different setting. So I really liked their set overall. There was definitely, that second song was a lull for me, and then other than that, I really liked it. I do wish that they could have ended not on their current single and on the song that was played before their current single, because I think that would have really just ended on such a high note. So that definitely is going to take off a couple points for that. But also the second song was like really not that great, so that also is going to take off some points. The later start definitely is impacting my score for sure, which is not a surprise, and it shouldn't be a surprise. And then in terms of Kodaline, the headliner, I really loved a lot of their set, and I didn't know all of the songs. And then the songs that I did know were really fantastic. I do think that, again, it was pretty roller coastery for me. I really love songs, and then I really was like, it's okay. There was no song that I didn't enjoy, for sure. As a matter of fact, the lead singer came out at one point with an acoustic guitar and played this really beautiful song. I think it's called The One, and apparently it was a wedding gift for his friend. So that was an awesome song, and I had never heard that before, at least not recently. And it was great, and I really loved it, and it was, the sound was good, and the lyrics were great, and it was just a really sweet song, and it was played acoustic, so that's always nice. So there were some definite highlights in that show, but then there were, again, some songs where I was just like, it's okay. Fun, had a good time, but definitely not something that stuck out as oh wow, this song is really good, or this part of the show is really interesting me. Although I am going to definitely give some points back for changing my perspective on that one song. The fact that I loved it when I first heard it live, and that's pretty monumental. So the fact that they were able to change my opinion about a song that I originally didn't like digitally or on their album was definitely cool to hear live and actually enjoy it, and really, not just enjoy it, but really enjoy it. So that definitely is going to give them some bonus points. Gosh, all right, I guess this is the moment of truth. What's the score going to be? I think I'm going to have to go with a 9.25. I feel like that's pretty fair. Again, really great sets. There were definitely some lowlights that would bring it down, but just the fact that they totally changed the perspective for me for one of their songs was a really big deal in my mind. So got to give them some props. So that's where that 0.25 comes from, I think. But yeah, really great show. Two really great bands. I cannot wait to see what Ocean Park Standoff comes out with next, and I really cannot wait to see them headline an actual show. And Kodaline is always good, and I would always go see them again just because they're such a unique band, and they definitely are fun. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you were there, let me know. Did I do a good job? Am I forgetting something big? If you weren't there but have seen them before or want to see them, if you don't ever want to see them, please let me know. Comment below, and subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.